Okay, we're recording. Flip Moto here. Second intro. Told you I'm not very good at this. The first intro had no audio. My plan was to go downtown, talk about the bike, ride around downtown. I get downtown. I don't have any microphone. I recorded a bunch of downtown footage. It was annoying. Lots of red lights. So here I am back with a recording device. GoPro's on. All right, so what are we riding today? An Indian Scout bobber. My first American cruiser experience. And I'm going to cut right to the chase. I've already spent 2 hours on this thing. So first impressions are kind of out the door. Although I guess it's still my first impression. Not going to lie. I don't love it. Love the look. Love the idea. But there is one particular item that has kind of hurt the experience, and that is this seat is the worst motorcycle seat I've ever sat on. I don't know. It's designed poorly. There's no padding here, ton of padding there. This is hard as a rock. You're never quite sure where to sit on it. It's an easy fix, so it's not going to ruin the bike. I wouldn't not buy this just because it has a bad seat. You just have to get a different seat. It's poorly constructed on the inside, and so it just feels real lumpy. And this berm right here does not help. And then this will push if you go fast. So yeah, if you go fast and your butt slides, it hits this, and now you're sitting on that. So, that being said, the bike looks fantastic. It's got some really, really stellar design details that's impressive from an American company. Really like the belt drive is pretty cool. Foot controls are kind of hard to get used to coming from a sport bike, but you can do it. The passenger pegs are pointless. I don't know who could ever fit on that with somebody else riding. I mean, it's a tiny person could fit there. It's not optimum. I wouldn't even bother with those. Here's one other element. See, this is kind of a cool detail. You got that for the passenger, I guess. This is really neat machining. So the other thing that stinks on this that would definitely need an upgrade as soon as you got this off the showroom are these rear shocks. They're not good. There's not a lot of travel in the rear, so you're limited on probably what you could and couldn't do, but it needs better dampening. It does not take big bumps well at all, and with the forward controls, you can't get your butt out of the seat, and the seat is not good. So that kind of hurts the whole riding experience. I was really, really ready to love it. And I get this, and I'll have to look up the price. I'll flash it on the screen of what this thing costs. But yeah, you're looking at $1,000 upgrade as soon as you get this thing home, And then the sound, which we'll start it up here soon, isn't great. So you're going to swap out these exhausts. I'll look those up. I'm going to guess they're in the $800-900 range at the base. Tires, good. Pegs scrape easy, so you're not going to be going around any corners faster than 30. Mirrors are great. This would have to go. I think those lights are big. Maybe go with some minimal lights. Make this a vertical instead of that thing sticking out like that. That's just going to get torn off. Yeah. As far as looks go, what do we think? 8 out of 10? 8.5 out of 10? There's a couple things maybe you could make it closer to a 9.5 after just a little things here and there. It's a great looking bike. LED up front. You know, the bike gets a lot of looks, but already 2 people asked me, where's the windshield? I don't know. It's a bobber. It's not supposed to have a windshield. I guess it looks like a bike that maybe is supposed to have a windshield. And the way that they kind of have this designed, maybe it just looks like even just maybe a short one, you know, would look good. That maybe be an upgrade. I bet you there's an aftermarket person that's already designed something that kind of covers up that. Yeah, okay, let's start her up. All right, I like the key. It's got a cool little, I don't know why it has guards, I guess not to knock the key out. Turn it on. So no tack. Let's walk around and do a sound check, huh? So from the seating position, you don't hear much. There's not much bass. It revs up quick, but it revs down slow. Yeah, this thing's way over silenced. They're just meeting some sort of emissions or restrictions because that's just silly for a bike to be that quiet. This kind of bike. So, one thing that stood out to me right away is how heavy the clutch is. And I did start my new cruiser experience in downtown with every red light possible. So it became very apparent just how heavy the clutch was compared to, you know, some of the bikes I own and some of the other bikes I've had or ridden. This is one of the heavier clutches I've ever, and the throttle is not the smoothest. I've killed the bike twice just because it didn't rev up as quickly as I thought it would, and I let the clutch out too early. So it's still super beginner friendly, but it's not the best. The Triumph does it way, way better. BMW does it better. I did not expect the riding position to be this uncomfortable. I can't not mention it. I like to be propped up. I like to be over my bars. I grew up mountain biking and snowboarding and skateboarding where whenever you're aggressive, you're in the forward position. And this bike forces you obviously to sit back, right? But then you kind of move forward a little bit because the bars are flat. They're not swept back to you like a typical cruiser. I guess that's the bobber thing. So you're kind of in this clamshell position. And it puts a surprising amount of weight on your hands that I guess I wasn't expecting. I was expecting, I don't know. I'll get used to it. What I do like about the position is it doesn't feel like you're riding a gas tank. The Triumph, the Aprilia, the Monster, the Duke lineup, the seating position, that's sort of the dirt bike, it feels like you're riding on a tank. You know, this doesn't feel like you're riding on a tank. It feels like you're, you're behind the bike, right? Which is what makes the position kind of uncomfortable, is you're behind the bike, but then you have to reach forward for the controls and you got to stick your legs forward. And I guess some people prefer this. You know, I like the Cafe Racer or even the sport bike. Not necessarily MotoGP stance. I mean, because that just cramps your legs up. I can do the arms. The arms aren't the problem. It's my knees that won't do that because of the high pegs. And these passenger pegs are not placed right. I don't even know why they're bothering with them. Yeah, the color on this is awesome. Where did I get the bike? I rented it on Twisted Road. I actually had some credits to cash in. So I think I ended up paying, I don't know, the insurance for this, like $45 or something. I got it for a day. It's brand new, 637 miles. Sorry for the sniffles. I don't have a cold, so pretty sure it's allergies, but I don't have allergies either. So yeah, here's all the horse farm area. This person is literally going under 20 miles an hour. This caps off the whole day perfect. It's been nothing but traffic all day. Oh my God, totally clueless. She had no idea anyone was even behind her. Okay, let's go over some of the review bits. Maybe I'll chop out other parts, add this, swing that, edit that, chop that, cut that. No tack. Wish it had a tack. Wish it had 2 clocks. I feel like that'd be a better look. Seat, uncomfortable. Could be fixed. What does the seat cost? $400 nowadays? Shocks, bad. Rear shocks are not enough travel, so they need better dampening. I don't think you can put a longer shock on a bike that doesn't have a lot of travel. So you got to have a finer tuned dampening to fix that. Would make it a lot more comfortable. Passenger seat and passenger pegs, delete. Get rid of them. You're not going to ride with a passenger on this bike. That's not what it's meant for. Side mirrors, fantastic. Throttle response, very good. Not the best, but very good. Brakes, good enough. How's that? No fuel gauge. Said about 100 gallons, or 100 gallons, about 100 miles to, what is this, a 4-gallon tank? I'll have to get the specs on the bike and put it up on the screen while I'm talking about it, because I don't have any of my facts. Scrapes pegs above, yeah, if you go about 40, faster than 40 on like a turn like that, you're gonna scrape the peg. I've already scraped the peg twice on this thing. My boots will hit the ground. Riding position, if you're used to it, you'll like it. If you're not used to it, and you're coming from a sport bike, it's not the most comfortable seating position. Maybe if the bars were swept back a little bit more, you'd have a little bit more of a cruiser feel. But the way, you know, maybe some people do drag bars. Actually, I feel like that would actually be helpful. It's like they putting the handlebars in this neutral zone that I guess is beginner friendly. Let's be realistic here. This is a beginner bike. It's a lower CC Indian for low seat height, and it's fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic first bike for somebody. I would put mids. There's some design elements I would do just to basically, I mean, you got an 8 out of 10 looks. And with just a few tweaks here and there, you'd have a 9 out of 10. You'd have a real looker. Gets a lot of compliments. People ask you about it. Indian name, cool to talk about. I don't know how Harley people feel about Indians. What do? Do you just pick one and then call it your tribe and mock the other person? I don't know. I don't hang out with any that are like that. All of us, people that I ride with, we're all very... Any bike will do. Literally. Vintage, old, new, modern, sport bike, cafe, cruisers. Nobody has adventure bikes. That's the other, that's right. Oh. Yes, this is my first cruiser experience. Out of all the bikes I've ridden and tried, there's two styles of bikes I've yet to ride till today. Is in a big ass adventure bike and an American cruiser. I guess big American touring as well, like the big baggers and stuff, but I have no desire to ride those. I've always had a soft spot for the Sportster and this Indian Bobber. You know, they're lighter weight, more nimble. And then the big adventure bikes. I will ride one. I'll rent one up probably, hopefully during an adventure. Is about the only time I'd really want to ride an adventure bike. I don't want to ride that around town. I don't want an SUV. I have an SUV. I don't need a bike that does SUV things. Yeah. So this is my first, I get to knock this off the bucket list as, I wouldn't call it a bucket list. Bike list. I get to knock it off my bike list. I gotta say, it's pretty nice. We'll see how it does tomorrow on a group ride where you really, you're gassing it up, you know, getting geared up, geared down, talking with your friends, that type of thing. See how it does. I have a feeling it's going to be very, very good. This is a very relaxing bike outside of the butt hurt. Literally, my butt hurts. These bumps right now are hurting my butt.